Alright then, and welcome to the 6th episode in my build log series about my spaceship project. Today is a much shorter video, and that's because I actually have very little progress to showcase. Today's episode is actually more focused on getting your guys' opinion on what I should do next for the back half of the spaceship, but more on that at the end of the video. Right now, you're just watching me work on securing these tire wells that form slots for the turrets that sit on the front of the ship. Beforehand, these would kind of fall out if I ever turn the ship upside down. I can only connect half of them, so I'm hoping that the half that's connected, added with the friction caused by the turrets actually sitting inside them, will hold the other half in place and that it'll all stay secured throughout its entirety of being built. With that done comes a super cool development in this spaceship's progress. I'm switching up how I'm doing the front wings. I'm now going for a sideways brick approach. I was unsatisfied with the look of the wedge plates on their sides, how it would go from a 2-plate height to a 1-plate. I just didn't like it. So I came up with this design to use the existing clips, though slightly resituated, and then build the wings out of bricks sideways. I think this looks way better. It has the same curvature that the first one had, just as seamless. It's actually much stronger, and I think it'll allow me to do some more details that wouldn't have been allowed with the other version. So I finished out the wing, but now comes a big dilemma. How do I do the front of it? Because the front previously was specifically designed for a plate approach. Now that I'm using bricks, I'm a little bit at a loss of how I'm supposed to do this front cap. Essentially, I just leave it alone and decide to figure it out later. And a bit of a refresh, I'm now on a much cleaner desk. Ignore that. Now I want to talk about what I referred to earlier in the video about what are my plans for the back of the spaceship. So here's the ship as is. I would still like to do a front extension area that's like on the top, but on the bottom, as seen in the concept art. I also need to make a better stand. I would hope to make one that's detachable so I can fly around the ship without the bother of it. And I also think it looks better aesthetically, but I digress. So here are my plans for the back. I want to add a mini scale hangar, which, by the way, this is currently a mini scale spaceship. I would then like to copy that circular side you have on the right of the hangar, also on the left, and then I want to add this wing. Now, some of you may be seeing this and thinking of the resemblance between it and Timothy S.'s Hurricane spaceship from a few years ago. It was not, and it isn't my intention to copy this, but even if it was, take from the best, right? So I'm here looking for suggestions on how to finish this thing out, because we're already halfway through the month and I need to get it done. I know I'm going to be needing to add in another color than just white. I was planning on doing this from the very beginning. I would love to use purple and bright light orange. Unfortunately, I'm severely limited in both of those color categories. So I think I want to try something out with blue. This is not a color I own a ton of, but I think it's enough in the right kinds of pieces that I can give a nice contrast to the white. I also think it'd be cool to use some yellow, though we'll see if I can pull that off with, again, a limited collection in that color. Thanks for watching. I would love any ideas you guys have for how to complete this ship, how to do the mini hangar, how to do the wings, how to do the back, any ideas for engines, for the cockpit, for the color scheme. Literally anything at all, I would love to hear them. I'm really hoping to get some work done on this over the next few days, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you then.